Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar, Incredible Power Platform. We will talk about Power Platform services, and our main focus today is on Power BI, Power Apps and Power Automate. Our mission in Primend is to encourage to do things differently, and the vision is to be always one step ahead. I am Nikolai, and I will talk today about Power Automate. Then we have here Kevin. Kevin will talk about Power Apps, and Mardo will talk about Power BI. Power Platform has four main applications. It's Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agent. And on review is now also Power Pages. It came out on May.
Powerapps. Powerapps is easy to use, low code or no code platform that everyone can use to build applications. There are three types of Powerapps. Powerapps Canvas app, monitoring apps, Powerapps portals. Canvas apps begin with building the user experience on a canvas. Monitoring apps begin with the data, specifically the data model. Powerapps portals provide a website experience to external users with Dataverse data. So the basic one is Canvas app and easy to use for everyone.
Power Automate is a cloud workflow tool to connect GUI-based automation together with the API-based automation together to automate business processes. And you can use Power Automate to pull and send data also from third-party softwares.
And Power BI is powerful business intelligence tool which you can get data from various different data sources and model them, clean them, process them, and get insights from your data. You can do many things with the help of Power Query for importing data from different sources and make them into the reports, dashboards, and get some insights.
Then we have Power Virtual Agents. Power Virtual Agents empower business users by providing an easy-to-use solution to create and manage virtual agents and bots without having to write code. And you can also integrate these bots to other applications, for example, Teams and SharePoint. And then we have Power Pages. Power Pages is a very new solution service, and it's used. It will be in future used, I think, instead of Powerapps portal.
Dataverse. Dataverse is a data source for Power Platform. So we know SharePoint list and Azure SQL and all that, but Dataverse is for Power Platform used for larger data. And you can create tables, relationships, and business logic and use them across all the business applications in the Power Platform. The next slide, we can see the comparison of the SharePoint list Dataverse for Teams and where the Dataverse is. So we can see that it is low code, no code, and to compare them, there is always going to be SharePoint list because it's free and it's easy to use. But if you have larger data, let's say the 1 million plus records, then obviously the Dataverse is good for you. The Dataverse for Teams is also free, but again, if you have plus 1 million records, then Dataverse is the way. But as said, SharePoint List and Dataverse is free, Dataverse is not. So licensing fees may apply. And yeah.
And of course, you can use other databases, for example, like Azure SQL or Azure Synapse.
Sure.
They're more complex development, but yeah.
As in the picture, you can see where does the Azure goes, and then the other Dataverse and SharePoint lists.
And you can also use a lot of other connectors in Power Platform.
Yeah, there are hundreds of connectors you can use across the Power Platform. Let's say Powerapps has like 500 connectors you can use to connect to third-party apps, and yeah, it's massive. AI Builder. AI Builder is also on the Microsoft Power Platform. It requires a Dataverse, and you can create, tailor, and train AI models. There are different types of AI models: prediction, form processing, object detection, text classification. Let's say you want to take something out of the picture, some receipt, some expense line items, then you can use AI for it to take this information and to fasten the user experience.
And in May, there came out some quality of life updates on Power Automate. In the end, I will also show them on Power Automate. There came out undo and redo function. Before, if you had some, for example, huge Power Automate and you deleted something, you had to redo everything. No, you can just press one button and get everything back.
That's yeah.
Then there's bulk resubmit and cancel. Before, if you messed up something in your Power Automate, you had to run all the lines one by one and manually you had to find. No, you can just select everything you want and either cancel or resubmit them. And then tenant level analytics, you can see all the Power Automate analytics now in one portal. It's there's Power BI behind that, and you can see all the visuals. Then there's Power Automate best practices. I will also show them in the end. But as we can see, we can start from naming. Always keep the action or trigger name in the naming, because later on you can identify what it exactly does if you want to quickly either do something with that or copy paste it. For example, or all variable actions look the same, but they are different inside. And then we can see that the scopes. Always use the scopes while you are building the Power Automate again, so you can identify what it exactly does. And alerting, for example, if flow fails, then you can alert yourself in Teams, in Outlook, or for example, send email to your Gmail if it fails.
And to say that scope is basically a folder for actions.
Yeah.
Then we have one picture here of alerting system. For example, we have scope. It's built only for if a workflow fails. And as we can see, there's a concat inside, and it identifies if the flow fails, then it will send to flow alert email that the flow has failed, and there's inside the body is the link to flow, so you don't have to look what exactly failed, but you will just click on link and it will open exactly the right flow that failed. And as we can see, there's also a new function is comments. Comments is mainly used if you are giving tasks to someone inside the flow. For example, you can mention someone, or for commenting what this flow exactly does, or what step exactly what step exactly does something. Yeah, so you can comment everything before you just had to know it yourself.
It's this fun part for demo.
No, we will go to demos. First, we will have a Powerapps demo.
Powerapps, okay. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Aga nüüd cheerisena.
Technical issues. No
Yeah, demo effect.
Okay, now we have a right screen.
Yeah, nice. So Powerapps. A little bit about the solutions. What I want to say is solution will change your life. If you used to create the Powerapps, let's say just the regular Powerapps and then add flows to it and SharePoint lists, rather do a solution and build everything inside the solution, because it's easy to develop, it's easy to push updates to another environment, more of those environment things later on. But yeah, solutions, I totally recommend it. We have a limited time, so I will be as fast as possible on this demo. All right. So first off, I'm going to go inside the Powerapps edit mode, and I'm going to show you my best practices that I've learned throughout my journey that I use in my daily developing in every app and etc. There is always something new. And yeah, okay. So this is my demo app that I did yesterday. I hope everything works as good as yesterday. But yeah, all right. So a little bit about the design. For the user, easy to see and better to see things is when you do a screen where it's like how you say in containers, let's say, not containers, but you can see the navigation, one container, you can see header, one container, and you can see the input or some data you want the user to see is a third container. First, I'm going to start off with the naming of the actions because as a beginner, first of all, let's agree. Level 1 is a beginner, yeah. Level 2 is pro, and then level 3 is an expert. So obviously, I'm an expert. So let's take a look at it. So as a beginner, I started off with this kind of developing. So you can see we have some group and we have some inputs. We have some labels, text inputs, and etc. And you can see it's a total chaos. So if I go, I want to batch something up. So why I use the batch here? Because I like the batch function. There is also, you can use the form function and submit form. It's easier, but sometimes I like to use the batch. So yeah, batch. You can see on the batch here, I have title and it matches text input one dot text. So imagine if I want to use the same batch function in another screen. So I need to go back to the first screen to identify is it really this title field because the name doesn't say its title. Also, one thing I want to add, the comments on these sections. If another developer comes in, or there is past few months from the development, and you come back, you need to troubleshoot some things, and you want to know what this patch does. You want to add those comments, because if you can understand it, yeah, but another developer comes in, they need some time to understand it. So add comments. Yeah, about those namings, and yeah, if we move on to the level 2, we can see the same screen, but better than the previous one. So we now have the naming right here. So what I like to do, it's just advice that I put the numbers after the screen, like some screen naming level 1, underline 1. That's the first screen, and the second one, the third one. And I'll go by numbers, because I can put those numbers. Let's say I have this group header. The first screen has also group header, but it's going to be group header 1 in the first screen, and second screen would be the group header 2. So that's easy naming for the groups and inputs and all that. If you go inside the group header, what I like to do is I take the first letter of the group and just put it on the put it here, and then the input or text input itself, the name, label, webinar 2, I can automatically identify what field it is, and I can use it. Let's say I want to change the title. Incredible platform webinar. Let's say I have the webinar here, but let's say I want to change the title. Then I can automatically see that it is title. If it's going to be label 2, label 3, then I need to switch those, to find the right label to change. Next on group navigation, same as group header, it has name, like correct names. Group fields, now instead of the first screen, I have everything just as I added on the second screen. I have layered them, so the very top is very top. And you go just down by down, yeah, and this. It's renamed, and you can easily identify what this field is used for. If you go to submit, we can see that title, I want to take this title on the screen too and use it for the batch. So you can see text title, text recent travel, TP start date, yeah. And concurrent also to reset those fields. All right. So enough with the level 2. Let's go with an expert. On the expert level, also the components, the inputs. If there are too many inputs on the screen, then it is going to be a problem. So you want to do as much as possible to a component. As you can see, I have this component header as a component. I had this because I use it to other screens, and it is easy to modify it on the components area, then go over all those screens and change them. Let's say I want to change this power again screen. I can incredible power platform. What can I add here? Incredible power platform. Cool, let's say. And now I need to switch to screen 2 to change it here also, because you want to show this title for all the screens. Rather than if I go here, I have this as a component, and if I go inside the component, I can just yeah, inside the component, but it's the title. I guess I'm going to change the. Okay. Yeah, I have this variable here, app title. So it's not manageable in the component area, but the webinar is. So if I change the webinar here, webinar 2, let's say, then it shows webinar 2 here. Also on the on the another screen that this component has, I can see automatically there also this webinar 2. My mistake. I used the variable for the title. So you still need to go over those screens, but I guess it's easier to just get this input and change it here. I have this as a variable, so you just go inside the variable app title and change the variable here. Yeah. Okay, about this screen. So I have same as we have level 2 as a group, and I'm going to show you what's my favorite to use for the patch fields. I use Canvas. So it's like the I can get it through the scrollable screen. So little tip, scrollable, and I take this canvas out of here and use it for the fields. So I can add as many sections as I want and add fields to the section. Now I'm going to show you an example why it is good. So let's say, for example, you want to reorder this destination and you want to put this destination to seconds, but we have this problem that we have to reorder other fields also to get this field to the second. What this canvas can do is you just take this. Oh, I have this destination already in second, but let's say what this canvas does. For example, I can just reorder them by click on it and then just drag it to the second. And now I have it as a second field. Also, if you want to add some, let's say some field, as a second, let's say you add section, you drag it to the second, and you add the input you want in there. And also, it creates you the scrollable screen, so you can scroll in the canvas. This does not, if you just put them on the screen, it does not create you a scrollable screen. So it's easy to use, and yeah, this is my tip. Like I used it so many times on different apps, and if you don't want to use form, then obviously the canvas is good for you. Okay, so yeah, time running so fast. Okay, I'm going to show you fast the reset. So the reset, if you want to add some field to this form or this screen, if you use this kind of way to reset fields, then you need to automatically add this reset function to the new field also. You have some new field reset, reset this. Let's say this is a new field and you want to reset it. You just reset it on the in the action. But if you go and use this kind of variable thing, you just update context var reset true false, then what it does, it sets var reset true, and if var reset is true, it resets all the fields. Let's say trip title, destination, reason for travel, airline, let's say some dates for submit, and it resets same as this. It resets, it works the same, just one difference, you add just one little variable, and for the action side you need to add the reset var reset that you just created. So I hope this is good tip for you. Just I've used it many times again, and always use this kind of way. Yeah, but what I recommend Canvas and also component as much as possible. Put everything in components and try it out. It's not hard. Needs some little bit of thinking, but I hope everyone can manage this. Yeah, let's move on to the designing the buttons. I have created one demo button here, how you can modify them. I have some little time. I'm going to show you why this button, and then yeah. So for example, you have this button, save button, and you want to add some kind of icon to it. You can do it. Let's say I'm gonna put it on the middle and use the top bottom as 20. Is it? It's always 15. And you want to add some kind of icon to it. So let's say icons, and I'm gonna choose the cancel one and search for the sale. Yeah, and I'm going to use the same color as this one has, and just take a look at what's the difference is. So let's say I'm going to put here, and now if you play it does this. So a little tip for you how you can just do it. As I have little time left, I'm going to take the button. So this is like a blank button. I'm going to show you real quick. This is blank button. Everything is transparent except the hover color and the press color. So what I do is hover color I used for RGB 000 and 0.1. So it's almost transparent, but not transparent. So let's say I'm going to put this button here over those buttons. And now you can see that if I hover over, then it creates this transparent gray color. But it's always, it's like beautiful, not like it say like it, how you say, you can see the icon behind there, and then yeah. Also, you can add shadow. So if you know HTML, I have this HTML shadow here behind this button. You can create everything in shadow, as well as this header here is shadow. You can see the shadow behind the button. So HTML is the way if you want to design something advanced. And yeah, yep. About saving the versions, let's say, always leave a note, or not always. If you do some important changes, leave a note. Let's say added save button, whatever you want to add here. And if you go to see all versions, you can now see what changes you made throughout the development. You can see those changes in the version note, and if you want to revert back to some version, then you can do it to restore the version. All right. I have some little time over. So yeah, I'm gonna publish it. And going to show you the updates I can push to the another environment. So environments. We in Beerman use development environment for developing, and demo environment for testing purposes. So I have this solution. Let's say if I go demo version. I have the solution here, incredible broad platform, but it doesn't have the updates I created just. If I go to play this app, takes a little time, and I'm going to play. Now you can see if I go button design, I don't have this button here. This is a totally different environment. So if I go back to development environment, which I had this solution, unmanaged solution. So here I have this update play. So if I go, I hope it did the update, publish that. So let's hope. Yeah, and button design, I have this button here. So let's say I want to push this update to the demo environment. I'll just export the solution. Next, do a new version number for it and export it. And now it exports the Power solution to a zip file, and you can use the zip file to update the demo environment app. You can also use automatic solution for DevOps, but as of my limited time, I cannot show you this this way of updating. But if I go solutions and demo environment, and now solutions, you can see how fast this update gonna be. I can just import solution, browse solution, downloads, and I don't have it. Download, forgot it. Now I have it. So browse, downloads incredible. Now next, it shows you that it is an update. This contains an update for a solution. That is already installed. So you import it. Now it's gonna take some time to import the solution. And yeah, why there is used for so many different environments, so that the basic user can't access the development side. So development is for the development team, and the demo is for testing, and production is for production use. Like the apps you push updates to the production, it is used for internal use. Okay, this takes some time. You can see, hope if I refresh, currently importing. All right, this may take a few seconds. Yeah. What I wanted to show you about the components, yeah. If you change the webinar, let's say webinar, let's say do R, you can see the changes made webinar on the every screen. So if you want to add some buttons here to log out or log in, whatever, you can push those component updates to every screen. All right, I hope, yeah, take some time. Yeah, imported successfully. I'm gonna refresh just to confirm that it is new version. And now if I go, it is managed. So I cannot change those variables here inside the solution. And if I wanna change it, it does not let me. So, but to play it, now I'm on a demo environment, and this update is not here. As of I didn't publish it. I save. Yeah, I didn't save it or publish it. Yeah, I did save it, but it is not published. So yeah, it does work. I don't have time to show you this, but yeah, I just forgot to publish it. You first you need to publish before you import the solution and export the solution. So yeah, that's demo effect. Leave it for another time. All right. So yeah, I hope I got some tips and tricks for you. Also, what my tips, more tips is the Microsoft by default puts you standard theme for the Powerapps. I don't like those standard themes. Offices are much better. and much smoother. As of today, I wanted to show you the dark yellow because it seems cool. So yeah, use those themes, and then if you want to, you can always add some your colors and then etc. Maybe something. Okay, I don't have time, so Nikolai will take over. Show you those Power Automate cool updates and then etc. So yeah.
So I will show flows. I have also one flow here. As you see, this flow works. We see here a few connectors. There's one error, but I will take a deeper look at that later. We have some owners here. From security side with flow, keep always that in mind that if you have some connectors inside your flow, the other owner can use them. For example, if I'm the owner, I have this connector, nikolai.ticket@primend.com, it's Outlook connector. It means that other owner utilization Primend can use this connector to send some emails from my name. So always keep that in mind from security side, that other owners can use your connectors.
Safe to use is service accounts.
Yeah, my suggestion is to always create for flow some service account and use service account for that kind of stuff.
Like this utilization at Primend.
Yeah, as we see from here, this I already know what's the error here. Nikolai.ticket@primend.com doesn't work. This connector is broken, but if I click on edit, then there's a new connector on this utilization at primend.com. This connector works, and you can use this one. So it means that, for example, if I'm the owner, I will show the flow. Item utilization. If I click on edit, then I as an owner can use utilization. Yeah, it's invalid connection. I broke it myself, so no one can use it, but I can use utilization. It's configured, and every owner can use this account connector.
But for this flow only.
Yeah, for this flow only. Then as we see, I talked about some quality of life updates. There's undo and redo buttons. Before there wasn't any. For example, if I have some huge flow and I delete something, everything was deleted before, but now if I delete this, send an email.
Safe way was to refresh the flow. So.
Yeah, no, there's undo button. I can click on it and it will be back.
That's cool.
Keep in mind that flow is mainly a low-code, no-code application. As you can see, it's very, very simple. When an item is created, there's a SharePoint list is used as a database. And if there is something new added, then the trigger will start. As you can see, when an item is created, and then it will send email to someone. There's configured organization email, and it will send the data from SharePoint list with the configured columns. Really easy way to build some automation in your company or automate your own work. Then same with redo button. Then there's comments. There. Yeah, I think I didn't say it before, but for example, let's say this flow is used for utilization.
So that you can also mention other developers.
Yeah, for example, I will comment what this flow is used for. Or I can mention someone. For example, if I mention Kevin here, can you update what is? And he will get email about that with the link. And right now I get error that he's not the owner. He can't edit. He can't edit this flow, so he won't be. He will get the email, but he won't be able to do anything with that. But yeah, right now I'm not going to notify him. And then analytics. For example, if I click on this item utilization, then there's analytics button, and there's behind Power BI. and you can see analytics about all the flows that you have here. Yeah, and I think that's it from flows. You can use flows behind every, for example, if you build some button in Powerapps, you can use Power Automate behind there for notifying, for updating some items, updating items in different databases. You can pull and send data to third-party softwares with Power Automate and so on. And yeah, I think that's it from the Power Automate side. Now Mardo will talk about Power BI.
Awesome.
Yep, I'm going to talk about Power BI and how to bring this cool application together. I will take that cable and share my screen a minute. So hold you. Yep. So 1 second. Yeah, is it good? Everyone can see. So yeah, bringing them together is now possible. I mean, with the Power BI, you can get the data, but with the help of other products like Powerapps and Power Automate, you can also get extra data or even create and update your data sources with Powerapps, and also use Power Automate and do some cool things which are data from report, and do actions just like Nikolai mentioned, send an email, create an item, and etc. And this is all inside of the Power BI, and we'll show little demos. So yeah, I'm going to start with the Power Automate side. So basically, yeah, it is official Microsoft Visual inside in your report. You can set it up inside the report also. There are main 4 steps you have to make, and it will generate you a button which will trigger your Power Automate. I have made a simple Power Automate which basically takes data from my report and creates a SharePoint list item. Yeah, and it's context aware. It means whatever filter I use, it will take only this data. For example, I have configured the country and profit number. So yeah, let's test it out. I have SharePoint list over here, so I can see this is empty, country and profit. And if I choose Canada and click Run Flow, and just in a second, there will be this data.
But where does this data comes? You have there.
This is a Microsoft official demo data for.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, it's all artificial.
So.
This is not our profits. Yeah. Yes.
In the
okay.
future.
Maybe in the future. Yeah. So, and if I don't click on any filters, it will take all the data inside. So yeah, let's test it again. So yeah, this is basically straightforward, but you can do some really cool things with that. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So now let's move to the Powerapps side, which is kinda same thing as an official Microsoft Visual integrated inside for your report. And it is also context aware, which means with every click you made inside the report, it filters data inside Powerapps. And the main thing is you have to create the connection inside from Power BI. This will generate this thing like Power BI integration inside Powerapps. And just in a click, it will understand what data you have chosen. This is like a table visual, and it also works with slicers. And basically with every visual, it gets the context of your data. So I have made this simple Powerapps for editing your SharePoint list item we have just created. So let's test it out. Choose Canada, come here, and it will look up in the SharePoint list. And now we can change the and see profit number, let's say 999, and submit the form. Okay, reset the form to the beginning, and let's check if the number changed. fresh. And as you can see, the number is changed. So yeah, you can basically create and update data inside from Power BI. And just to test it again, maybe with friends.
And also it works like the other way also. You can add Power BI reports to Powerapps.
Yeah, that's the same thing. You can.
So it's all connected. Yeah. It's all connected.
Because they're like big family.
Yeah. Really big family.
And okay. So basically, yes. And I will talk about some cool new features and tips. I will show you the dynamic parameters, which came out in May. So basically, you can now make your measures and important numbers into the parameters, which means if I want to see, I don't know, products and units sold by products, within every visual, the numbers change. As you can see, units sold by product, it's every visual. And let's suppose I want to see it by country, just click. And it's a bit of loading. Okay. Why it's loading, I don't know, but it worked previously.
It worked.
Yeah, okay, just a little time. Guess. Yeah, okay, you can see it is sliced by country now, and I can select like multiple numbers, and then you can see sales and units sold. So yes, basically it's very easy and low effort for developers. It was possible previously, but it was like very complex tax measures and using bookmarks and so on. But now it's like a few clicks and very comfortable.
For the citizen developer.
Yeah, it works like a charm here. Thank you, Microsoft. So yeah, move on. The next thing is the new formatting panel, which is also great improvement from the Power BI side. So the main nice thing for me was to revert all settings back to the default. Before, it was like manual labor. If you made some changes to your visuals, you have to go through every category and put revert to default. But now, we'll open my desktop. There is this cool button over here, which revert all my settings made to this visual to default, especially in good use if you want to change, I don't know, your Power BI theme and want to apply this theme to your visuals. Just click the button and everything back to beginning. So yeah, another thing is they splitted this long list of formatting values into the categories. So there are now lesser categories and more easy to understand what are you searching. And also they made split it to two main categories, which is visual and general. Visual mean it is like only visual specific fields you can change. These are varied for different visuals, different buttons. And general is basically the same for every visual. There's some basic things like properties, title, background, and so on. So yeah. One thing also, the new formatting panel is only in desktop right now. It's under preview, but I can show you that one. The online site edit has the old panel. So as you can see, only one category and lots of subcategories. Next cool thing is when you click on the formatting panel, all the visualization gallery will be gone. So there is now much more room. As you can see on the pictures, when you came here before, the roast gallery was up. So there is much more room now. Also, they made these buttons more easy to understand, because when I say to click on the page, you can see the page formatting button, which is basically all the page settings. And if I click on visual, there's be another button. So yeah, before this was like just one button, was very confusing with this one whenever I click. So yeah. And also they made this button much more better, because previously it was like this big button and half the text was gone. As you can see, there's dots, but now all the text is readable and these buttons are smaller. So yeah, improvements. Also, you can click and expand and collapse all your different subcategories in case you want to just quick search something, but you don't actually know what you're searching, but you want to, okay, what was that? Before it was like menu label, click one by one and collapse them. So yeah, and also they made this search button like, see, I want to search title. It will now highlight what are you searching. But previously it was like, I can show it. Come to here, the research button.
But it doesn't show everything.
Yeah, it just found you something, but no font. You have to like, look it up for yourself. Yep, yeah. Let's hope this new formatting panel will come to the online side also. But yeah.
What's the difference between Power BI Desktop and the
Power BI Desktop is basically for developers who are creating these reports and creating data models, because you can make data models only inside of the Power BI Desktop.
Okay. And
data model is basically you get data from various sources and you put them together and relate them. So there will be this one big data model, which is basically you use team tables, yes, and the fact table.
Okay.
Basically, and then you will publish to the online, and then online is for end users to consume the reports and share with other colleagues and so on. So yeah, but when we are in the modeling side, there's one cool tip. I don't know, this is for developers maybe, but now you can pin related fields to top of the card, which means basically, I will expand this one. This is a pretty small model, but when you have like tens and tens of different tables and you want to troubleshoot which tables are connected, this won't show up. Okay, I can see the product, but where is the date one and so on. Now, if you click pin related fields to the top, it all will be in the top. So it's much easier. And another cool thing is you can collapse them. Okay, that won't help us, but if you click here, you can only see the values that are connected. This is very helpful for developers or who are troubleshooting and want to get an idea of which tables are connected and which columns. So yeah. Another cool thing is metrics. I will go to the online. Metrics old name goals. This is the button right here. The idea is goals is to track your data over time, and the data comes directly from your reports. Not only one report, but for many different reports. Let's say you want to track numbers like profits, units sold. Yeah. And when you refresh the Power BI, it will just refresh all the data and get you the one number. But with the goals, you can track history of that number. Let's say I will set it up in every week on Monday, save me this number for this metrics thing. And you can see the history of this number is changed over a week. So let's suppose, yeah. And also you can connect these goals, metrics things to your report and see it on inside the report. This is called scorecard visual. But the setting up side is only supported in the online. I will show it there. This is some Microsoft example. Oh, you can see the end product. which is basically you click on it. It gets data from your reports. You click on which field do you want to track, set up the interval for saving, frequency monthly 1, and you can see how your data is changed monthly. And also you can add some manual targets. You want to see how is your progress, and statuses. Statuses can also be set by some different rules. Okay, and for last, I left Excel or Google Old Buddy. Now,
Marto is like the Excel guy.
yeah.
But dude does so much more than the Excel.
Yeah, but within Excel, you can now, or not now, earlier also, but who doesn't know, then you can connect it for your dataset, Power BI dataset, and get data directly from Power BI and create pivot tables within your data. And it will be the same data module, and you can see all the fields that are inside Power BI and get your important numbers to Excel, and you can do whatever you want in them. And also refresh and get the new data daily. So why not? Obviously, you will need the Power BI Pro for that and access to the dataset. So, yeah, it works. Now we have some time
for the questions.
Maybe I will show a quick organization chart.
Yeah,
done with Power BI.
That was cool.
Okay, click on this button. Yeah, you can basically now make organization chart, getting data directly from your Active Directory. And this is our live chart. So yeah, it's quite dynamic. You can click on different persons and okay, now let's search for us. We are right here. And yeah, I think cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
There are some buts like first person can't have a parent, which means basically he can't have a manager in Active Directory. Yep.
But it's like the.
But you can make some changes in Power Query to create these rules, because in our company we have a manager, but okay. Little documentation about it. What can you do? Click on it, double click, and also make the node root, which means if I only want to see, I don't know, that one, and only that one will be shown. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't know. Let's open up for some questions, and
if there aren't any.
Do we have any questions?
Okay.
I think that's it from our side then.
Basically, there is much more that we showed here today.
Yeah.
We just there is so much information that these tools can do, and then this was just some basics for better use of them to get most of them. Yeah,
there's also bots, AI.
Yeah. There's so
on Power Platform.
Yeah, we need another webinar for those tools. But yeah.
Today we covered the three main ones that are used most.
Yeah, these were basics. So
yeah,
these are so big. Like that's what the citizen developer can do. But for the developer side, there is also some things that you can use even the Visual Studio Code to for the Power Pages, and then Power Pages is a new cool tool. I hope it's going to be.
And most of the stuff we covered can be done with either a low code or no code at all.
Yeah. So everyone in company can use them, and yeah.
let
pretty
your
much it.
imagination
Let's fly. Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up then.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you for listening.
Yeah.